So if the root chakra was all about our basic needs, essentially things that we need for survival and just being able to exist, moving up to the sacral is about taking it a step further and finding ways to enjoy life, not just survive life. And just knowing and accepting fully that your divine nature is to be creative. You are here to create and experience, I should say, who you really are. Welcome to the Energy Within podcast, helping you to embrace your weird, beat imposter syndrome, and take action on your soul's purpose. My name is Carrie Jokala. I am your host. I am a Reiki master teacher, a fitness instructor, a wife, a mom to 2 little boys, and this is episode 185. And you can probably hear, hopefully, that I'm not in the car. I'm still not on my regular podcasting equipment, but I'm alone in the house. So this episode will not have any extra background noise, which I'm pretty excited about. So last week we talked about the root chakra, and today we are moving up into the sacral chakra. And I don't know if you can hear it in my voice or not. I feel like it's there, but I'm not really tired. I feel pretty well rested, but I could afford another, 5 hours or so of sleep. I did a vendor fair yesterday and it went by really fast, but it was still a very long day. And it's interesting because while I was not giving any of my own energy away, just the fact that it was a long day, meeting a lot of people, doing a lot of sessions, my body has called for a lot of rest. So I'm still kind of in that phase, calling all of my energy back, but this was a good opportunity for me to record this one, so here we go. So the sacral chakra is right above the root and just below the belly button. And this is your creativity center. It relates to your sexuality, your relationships. So if you think about it in terms of the creativity, that kind of encompasses all of it because it's birthing new ideas, also obviously babies, new life, but it's really all about expressing yourself. It's your emotional center. It's about finding the fun in life. And probably somewhere I need personally a little extra focus myself. Not that I'm not seeing life as fun, but I could afford to be probably a lot more creative and just doing things just for fun than I tend to. So if the root chakra was all about our basic needs, essentially things that we need for survival and just being able to exist, moving up to the sacral is about taking it a step further and finding ways to enjoy life, not just survive life. So in the sacral, we have 2 new archetypes. So in the root, we had the victim, acting like things are happening to us, like we need to always be out for just ourselves because no one's going to take care of us, versus being able to mother ourselves, being able to take care of our inner child, knowing that we will always be provided for. Here we have the sovereign and the martyr. So the martyr is, instead of doing things for ourselves to make our life pleasurable and joyful and exciting, the martyr would do things really only for others, making sacrifices, not doing things that make them happy so that they can instead focus on doing things just to make others happy. But that can result in a martyr mindset that you're always doing for others, no one is doing for you, you don't get to do the things that you enjoy, no one recognizes your sacrifices, so it can be a depressing cycle. Versus the sovereign, who basically looks at the silver lining in everything, and even through the good and the bad things in life, they know that they have enough creativity and enough sovereignty to make their way through, and to also make their way through maintaining a positive mindset. So this being your emotional center too, this is all about whether or not you are able to fully express your emotions or if you feel the need to repress them. So some ways to know if your sacral chakra is unbalanced. Physically, you could be experiencing gynecological issues, lower back pain, kidney, bladder, or urinary problems. Mentally and emotionally, you would just feel out of touch with your emotions, really unable to express your emotions fully or even at all. You might have a really hard time setting and maintaining boundaries, and therefore also that can result in excessive attachment to people, things, places, and so on. If your sacral chakra is balanced, you will feel very confident in yourself. You'll be able to feel, express, process your emotions. You will feel and be able to use all of your creativity, and you'll just feel in the flow. This is noted again and again as kind of the main hub for feminine identity, feminine expression, feminine energy, which is all about being in flow, being able to receive, being able to nurture. And again, if you're balanced in this area, this also includes being able to enjoy things without guilt, to have a sense of flow without feeling the need to be in control, which also goes back a little bit down into the root chakra and relates to having your root chakra balanced as well, to be able to release that control. And then you have here healthy emotional boundaries instead of struggling with them on the flip side of being unbalanced. So if you've maybe also heard, to go back to the feminine side of it, maybe you've come across a lot of people talking about doing womb work in recent years, focusing on your womb space. This is all the sacral chakra and making sure that that area is open and flowing the way that it's supposed to. So if you're feeling a block in your creativity, if physically you're having back pain or other issues in that particular area of your body, that's all going back to an out of balance sacral chakra. If you're having issues in your relationships over and over, if you feel like your boundaries are always being stepped over, that's when you know it's your sacral chakra that needs protection. Why is that so hard for me to say? Do you hear that? Sacral chakra. So some things that can help here, again, would be to look up sacral chakra meditations, perhaps finding some crystals or essential oils that would relate. Typically, there are some exceptions, but typically your best bet when looking for a crystal for a particular chakra, which admittedly is something that I don't know a ton about just off the top of my head. I do have lists somewhere of different crystals you could use, but really it's the color. So the sacral chakra is orange, so any orange crystals would be great for helping to open the sacral chakra. And then essential oil, the first one that would come to mind would be an orange, wild orange essential oil. In terms of certain meditations, an abundance meditation, like I have both here on the podcast and then again also available as a solo free download on my website, would be a good one to go to. Releasing control is another one that's included in the 5 free meditations that you can get on the website. The abundance meditation is by itself, so you'll have to look for the drop-down menu to find that one under meditations. And then releasing control is in the collection of 5 free meditations. So you'll find that there if that's something that you want to look for to help you get back into that state of flow and open up your creativity again. And I did not get it out as soon as I thought I would. I still need to do the editing on it that I plan to. Eventually, I will have the Boundaries Intensive recording up for sale. And once that's there, that could be something you could use to help focus on your sacral chakra if boundaries are your issue there. And then, of course, a Reiki session. And we, of course, go over all of the chakras in a Reiki session, but that also means your sacral will get attention. So if anything is going on there, we'll be able to pick up on that and start the clearing, if not be able to complete the clearing entirely. It just depends on what is personally going on for you there. So sometimes it's easy to open it back up. Other times it's going to require, some homework for you to do, some extra steps. Not everything is always done in one shot. Just like you can't eat one salad and now you're healthy and you can go back to everything you were doing before. It's going to require some change, some focused action going forward. But I know a lot of us, including myself, need some attention on the sacral chakra. At the vendor fair that I just did, I was only doing very short mini sessions, but the sacral chakra did come up for quite a few people. And a lot of it just had to do with having the confidence to express yourself creatively, to be able to fully express your emotions. Everybody's got their stuff. We're human. It's normal. But to maintain a healthy energy flow, we want to make sure that we're not consciously or unconsciously creating blocks in these areas. Whether it's out of fear or worry, we need to go in and face up to the things that we are ignoring if we really want to move forward. So another thing I mentioned back for the root chakra, and want to remind you for the sacral chakra, color therapy is always great too. So for the sacral, having the color orange around, that bright, energetic color, it's going to help give you energy, help kind of wake you up, maybe put you in that creative zone. Eating orange foods, drinking orange juice, all of that stuff, wearing the color orange, just having it around you for that boost of energy, that inspiration. And just knowing and accepting fully that your divine nature is to be creative. You are here to create and experience, I should say, who you really are. So in creating your life, you are the one designing what's happening. You get to determine who you want to be, how you want to express yourself. Life itself is just simply about being creative. So leaning into that trust, remembering that truth, that's really what we're here to do, is to be creative and expressive, to share our gifts with other people. So if there's something that you're worried about stepping into, working on removing that fear and that worry, because if that's why you were put here, then you need to go do it. Think of the things that you enjoy doing just for fun. The things where you can lose your sense of time and how long you've been working on something because you just get so wrapped up and engrossed in it and you enjoy it. I will say one of those things for me was doing the Reiki sessions yesterday. It was a 7-hour vendor fair. I'm not even sure how many people I saw, but if you had told me that I'd only been there for 1 or 2 hours, by the time the end of the day rolled around, I would have believed you because it went so fast. Also, when I am doing other things that I enjoy, like writing or singing or just reading a book. But find those things and do them again. Don't worry yet if it's something you would like to monetize. Just let yourself enjoy the process again first. Especially if you're feeling blocked in that area, if you're feeling maybe like an imposter or you don't deserve to do that for money. Let yourself do it for fun first and see how awesome at it you actually are. And you'll end up finding that your gifts are more valuable than you realize that they are. You need to express those gifts. You need to put them out into the world because there are people who are waiting for them from you in your own unique way. So I feel like I bumbled around a lot on this one, so I hope it made sense. If you have questions, as always, please reach out. Let me know. If you did enjoy this, if it did make sense, if it helped maybe awaken something in you, please share it. Make sure that if you share it to Instagram in particular, that you tag me. I am Carrie Jokala is my handle. So literally the words I am are in there. I am Carrie Jokala. You'll also find the link in the show notes if you want to go right there. And also, if you've been enjoying this podcast, if you feel called, it would help the show to grow and to be shown to more people if you would leave a positive review and a 5-star rating, because that's really what helps the show in rankings. So perhaps one day my show will be somewhere notable up in the rankings. So I appreciate if you feel called to do that. Simply, even if you just feel called to share it. If you are not inside the Energy Within Facebook group, please make sure you jump in there. Please make sure you answer the questions just so that I know that you are a real person who genuinely wants to be a part of the group. And if you missed the last vendor fair and you're local to me and you would like another shot, I'm going to be at one more vendor fair. I think it's just called Holistic Fair. And it is in Waukesha at the Elks Lodge on April 29th. So you can look that one up and come visit me there, again, for mini Reiki sessions, very mini Reiki sessions, but they can be very powerful. There were some really incredible, mind-blowing ones that happened at this last vendor fair. So even in a very short session, amazing things can happen. Tears can flow, things can be released, important realizations can be made, so they can be just as powerful. So if that's something that you would like to go do, please come visit me there. I also do oracle card readings as well at the vendor fairs. So come visit me if you're local, and if you're not local, we can always see each other on Zoom. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.